Hi, it's Amalia with Cookie Design Lab, and today I'm going to show you how I create custom cookie cutters using Canva and Cookie Design Lab. So it's back to school season, so I want to make an apple cutter with a bow. There's a coquette trend right now that's really popular, and I'd like to make my own. That's the apple and bow I chose, but as you can see in Elements, Graphics, there's tons of options. The one I chose is Canva Pro, but there's plenty of free options. That black and white just outlined one would be perfect for creating a cookie cutter. Then they also have lots of bows. You could choose like a big puffy one, like this blue one. I went with that pink one because again, I'm going for that coquette trend right now. So now that I've got the two images I want to turn into a cutter, I'm just going to resize them. This helps me give a sense of proportions and everything for when I'm going to turn it into the actual cutter. So I've got the apple and now I'm placing the bow. And I'm starting to think about like where do I want the ends of the bow to be. I want them inside the apple personally. I don't want to create a change in that outline of the apple. But I do want it to come up some, but not all the way over the leaf, because I like the idea of still having the leaf there and being able to maybe create some dimension later when I ice the cookies between the leaf and that bow. So now that I've got this, I'm just going to name my file and download the image. I always click transparent background. Again, that's a Canva Pro feature, just so that I know it's completely clean. From there, I'll switch over to Cookie Design Lab and upload that image. Cookie Design Lab will just default to whatever I previously was doing in terms of different settings. So the number of points is kind of high for whatever I was making last. I can change that, which just makes the outline more or less smooth. And then I'm going to do some light editing, selecting multiple or individual points at a time to delete them to get rid of that kind of tight corner. That one, let's see if I turn into a straight line. It's a little drastic. I'm just going to undo that and delete a few individual points again to get rid of that kind of sharp corner for my cookie cutter. And, again, I can move like an individual point around. Down over here, that's another sharp one. I'll just delete a point or two to make it less sharp. So now I'm pleased with that. I'm going to switch over to thinking about my sizing and whatnot. So I'm planning on using this as an individual cookie with maybe just a tag or gift card. So I'm going to go bigger, and at 3.5 inches wide, it'll be 3.67 tall. And then I'm going to add my cutter name so that I can remember exactly what it was for. That's just a click of a button in Cookie Design Lab, and it finds the straightest surface. My title on my cookie cutter is, it's kind of long. I can also just change that over in cookie or cutter name off to the left. But there we go. That's kind of what it's looking like. I'm going to switch over to handle sizing now. I like a bigger handle. I think it's more comfortable. And then I also choose rounded handle so that it tapers. Again, it's just a little easier on the hand than if there's a corner there. And then in blade sizing, I leave the majority of this as is. These are kind of the defaults that you'll see even the first time you log in. But over to the right, there's that red, white, and blue area. The red's the handle, the white is the sidewall, and then the blue is your cutting edge. And there's a natural transition there already, as you can see, down to that cutting edge. I like to make it even a little more drastic and take it down to 0.125. And then that just gives me an extra clean edge, as you can kind of see in the 3D rendering. If I take it back up, again, there's still a taper. It just doesn't go to as sharp an edge. From there, I'm good. I'm going to save my cutter, and then I'm going to get my STL to just take on over to my printer and print off this cookie cutter so I can get started. There's so many different ways I can decorate this cookie, and I like the versatility, whether it's printing the image with my Eddie, or maybe I print the base and then ice the bow to create some added dimension, or just do it all by hand. Just so many options.